What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles. Giving y'all some fatherly advice today in my car. You know, I don't really like doing these car videos, but I figured I'm gonna do one today. Today here in Southern California, as you can see, pulling away from the curve. Let the bucket swerve. I'm pulling off from the curve. Anyway, that's an old school song from Tupac. For y'all youngsters, listen. Lady, this is for the ladies. I always talk to the fellas, but this is for the young ladies. If any young ladies watching any of my videos, this is some fatherly advice. I know the rumors have gone around that a man can't really tell if how many bodies a woman has. You know, I said the father. Like most, like, you know, you can't really tell unless a woman tells you she's been around, she's been with a lot of men. You really can't tell how many women, how many men a woman has been with. That's what I meant to say. How many, you really can't tell how many men a woman has been with. An inexperienced guy can't really tell. But most men who's dealt with women and their interaction with women, and who have dealt with women, maybe not sexually, but just seeing how they move and they vibe, and just women that have been promiscuous with a lot of men, and maybe that man hasn't been with that woman, but he just can tell, like maybe around the neighborhood coming up, whatever. It's certain telltale signs that a woman has been around, like she's been ran through. She ain't got to tell you her body count. Now, one thing also, when you get down to it, if you don't know, like off the energy of a woman, but just you can look at a woman's vagina. I can look at me. I think I've been around enough women that I can look at a woman's vagina and tell, oh, she's been through a lot of niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can look. I've been with enough women that are older and younger, and I could tell you've been through a lot of women. And age don't mean nothing, because I've been with some women that were younger than me, and their shit was blew the fuck out. I can, oh, this young bitch was fucking when she was 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I can look at her vagina now at 28, and that shit is beat the fuck up. And I've come across women that are in there, shit, this was the highest I've probably been with, like maybe like 60. No, I'm sorry, not 60, maybe like 50 something. And when I was younger, running around, and they should be perfectly, oh, like, wow, she only really been with her husband, like she said she did. Like, you can look at her vagina and tell that motherfucker that shit is untouched, like a really good used car. You know what I'm saying? It's been hit, but it only probably been hit with maybe her husband, who maybe was her high school sweetheart. They got married young, and they got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, maybe one high school sweetheart, and maybe her husband when she was in, that she met in college, and it was just with him for 15 years, 16 years, and they had kids, and they got divorced when their kids were teenagers. You can look at a woman, it's like how she acts. You can really look at a woman's vagina, really, and you can tell, like, oh, wow. But yeah, just like the energy, if you can't go off that, just how a woman carries herself, you can tell she's not used to having sex all the time. Like, oh, she kind of like nervous, kind of shy a little bit, like, and a lot of that you can't really act. You can't act that. I mean, you're a damn good actor if you can act it, but a woman who's been around a lot of niggas, used to just banging different niggas, like, come on, let's fuck, shit, whatever. You're like, okay, yeah, bitch, you too much of a pro. You've been through some ding-a-lings. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody probably gonna put in the comments, well, Charles, why disappointment? A woman's past is a woman's past. As long as he loves her, he cares about her, like, that shouldn't matter. A man has a past too. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm more of an old school guy. Maybe young guys don't really care that much about how many women have been with, how many men a woman has been with that they're dating. But from where I come from, man, you do not want to be with the mutt, man. You just call them mutts. A woman who's been this nigga, this nigga, she's been with this nigga. And then here you come cuffing her up. Like, that's just a bad look. Like, nobody wants to be with the neck. Because then it's like every guy to come up to it, and then like a lot of them always have a bunch of guy friends. I've noticed that too. Women who've been through a lot of dinglings don't let that. That's just my homeboy. Nah, nigga. A couple of niggas done slid through and piped your ass. Don't give me that shit. You have been through some dinglings. I can. That's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. This is my homeboy. That's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. But damn, you ain't got no female friends, bitch. You know, and they always use that same excuse. You know, that's another telltale sign. If you can't tell by the vagina, can't tell by the energy, you can tell by a woman who has a whole bunch of homies. Them niggas ain't up under her just for shits and giggles and watch the game with. They can do that with. I can do that with my homeboys to watch the game and hang out and drink beers. But when it comes down to some sexual shit, I want to be up under the woman. So I'm thinking that mentality how most dudes think. They just orbit. They call them orbiters. They just circling the block till they can hit it, or hit it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's a telltale sign. If you can't recognize any other way, avoid what, you know what I'm saying, if that matters to you. But like I said, I don't know how these young guys move with it. Most guys, for the most part, don't want to be with a woman who's been with hundreds of men. You know what I'm saying? I remember, this brings me to a story. I remember this chick I was talking to. Me and her never messed around. We just was talking briefly. And somehow we got on the subject about the crazy sexual things that we've done. And my shit was mild compared to her. She said one time, maybe 2 times. Just 2 times. She said she had met a guy and they was messing around and he wanted to do a threesome with his homeboy, which is already some kind of bi shit. I'm not gonna invite my homeboy to bang a chick. Even me and her just messing around. Me and my homeboy want to bring a trainer. I ain't gonna bring my boy. That's some bi shit. So I told her, I said, that dude was low key on the DL. You know, she's like, no, he wasn't. Yes, he was. Why would he want to bring his boy in the bed with both of y'all? That is some sus shit. Anyway, so she went ahead and did it. She had sex with both of them at the same time. Then she said, it was cool. And then she said a couple of years later, she met this other guy that was messing around. She had just got a relationship and they did it. She did it with his homeboy. No, I think he came and then he watched them have sex and he kind of was jacking off in the corner, put his dick, but he didn't really participate. He dipped in and out. So I started to say, that nigga hit. You don't try to sugarcoat it now, because now you worried about what I'm thinking, because I think she, like, you know that was kind of, first time, you're like, I don't know. But she went ahead and did it the second time or whatever, and she said the dude didn't really participate that much. I was like, well, the fact of the matter is, it was still with 2 niggas in the room and you were naked. So, anyway, she's in a relationship. Me and her just was talking. Me and her just was friends. She's in a relationship with a guy she had been talking to for like at least, I think, 1.5 years, 2 years. I said, well, have you ever told your dude about this? She's like, nah, I ain't, that's my past. I don't ask him his sexual past. He don't ask me mine. I was like, okay, but if it was to be brought up, would you tell him? She's like, I don't know, I probably wouldn't. I said, well, if it don't matter in your sexual past, why not tell him? She's like, that ain't none of his business. I said, if you tell this man, it can go 2 ways. He could be like, oh, baby, that's all good. Like, I love you. You know what I'm saying? That's your past. Or if he's old school like me, he gonna look at your ass like a straight nut. He gonna look at your ass like, ugh. Like, this is where I'm holding up in the air. This is why I brought around to meet my mama. Because that's when a dude really serious about you, you know how men, especially black men, feel about our moms. We ain't finna bring trash that we just playing with in the street to our moms. The ones that we really, really serious about, we're gonna bring them in front of our mothers, our family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Women don't give a shit. They'll bring a fucking bank robber around their family. They don't give a damn. Men, we can care about our family because we're kind of instinctual protectors. We don't want to bring just, some crazy broad around our mom and our grandmother and our aunts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The queens of our family, because you really are bringing a woman to your mom, like, mama, this is the one, mama. I know I haven't, I be out here messing around, but I'm bringing her to you so you can give the final say so of this, you know what I'm saying? The vibe. See, this is the one, mama. Your mama already know. You bringing this woman in before you, like, before her, she already know. Oh, you really like her, but you to meet me, he like you. You know what I'm saying? So he may not care, but it's a quite chance that he may care and be like, ugh, you mutt. You a mutt. I mean, fucking with a mutt. You had two sets of niggas run through you at the same time. Like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, men do it all the time. Two women. Why can't women do it? Because y'all not. It's just not. It's all this double standard shit. Y'all can't do what we fucking do. You're going to be looked at crazy. Although now I think women kind of like looking at, like, back in the day, it was looked at bad to be a hoe. Like, you were shunned in town. My mom would tell me this stuff. If people knew you slept around, you know, that was back when they had words like Jezebel, harlot, homewrecker, shit like that. They were terms for a reason, and women didn't want to be labeled that. If you were known, my mama told me this before, if you were known as it's called the hiding the ass. Oh, she hiding the ass. Meaning she can't help but to have a nigga up in her. You know what I'm saying? That was the old school Southern way. Ooh, that girl, she fast, hiding the ass, Jezebel, harlot, homewrecker. Those are all words that were looked at as, back in the day, you didn't want to be looked at as that woman. Like the woman who slip around this nigga, you know, or ain't even just finished breaking up. Now you got another nigga up in you a month later. Like, you didn't want to be looked at as that. As a matter of fact, women like that rolled like that, they would roll in little small packs, and they really didn't have that many friends. Because you didn't want to be the woman who hanging out with her and everybody knows she the hoe, because then they gonna think you the hoe. Well, you hang out with Gloria? Oh, bitch, I know you get down. You hanging out with Gloria. And then a lot of times women start pulling back. Oh, I'm hanging out with Gloria. Gloria the neighborhood hoe. Oh, let me move back because I don't want these motherfuckers to think I'm a hoe. Because your rep is all you got, especially in the neighborhood. You know, your reputation don't just mean something in like the business world. You know, when you run in a business, that's why Birdman, you know, the rapper, he got a record label, Cash Money, if y'all know who that is. That's why he got mad at this radio station one time, the Breakfast Club, because they was always, when they would bring him up, they would say, Birdman don't pay his artists. Birdman be swindling his artists. He went up there and checked them. He's like, hey man, y'all messing with my name, with my money. I got a record label. Y'all don't know what's going on with my workings. Don't keep, you know, he didn't say it like that, but I'm just paraphrasing. But his reputation was at stake. If my reputation gets out here in the music world and I'm a scammer in the music biz, shit, I ain't gonna be like, I'm gonna be screwed up. I ain't gonna be able to eat. So the same thing back then. Like, your reputation is important. If your reputation is important in business, it's gonna be important in your personal life as well. You know what I'm saying? People say my personal life, it shouldn't mean. Yes, it do. Because it's gonna mean what type of dude you attract, what type of dudes that want to deal with you. Don't nobody want to bring the neighborhood all around there. Because you gotta think. Nipsey had a song called Status Symbol. If your status symbols around you, men, successful men, because women want a successful man. If your status symbol around you is a neighborhood harlot, what that say about you and your you know what I'm saying? As a man, like, you picking bras like this, like, I hit her, my son hit her, like, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just looked at bad, you know, when you're trying to do dealings. You looked at as weak amongst other men because you cuffing up the neighborhood trash that everybody done played with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this, ladies, be careful of your body count, young lady. You can't just hop from dick to dick to dick to dick to dick. I know Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B made it cool to be the neighborhood bust down, but hell, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cardi B was married at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, eventually most women want to be cuffed and looked at as the jewel of their man's eye. And I can't look at you as my jewel of my eye if Curtis done skeeted in your eye and Daryl done skeeted in your eye and this dude done skeeted, you know what I'm saying? I can't hold you up in the air and bring you, you know what I'm saying? It just don't, you know, but like I said, some men just won't, like a lot of you young men nowadays don't give a damn, you know, this man ain't pressed before me, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I forgot the porn star's name, and she used to do the most raunchiest shit. She used to do DP, anal. She used to do all kind of, like, adult star, like, she was doing all kind of raunchy stuff. Her ass she had a big ass engagement ring on her finger. So not only is she engaged, but she engaged to some cat with some paper. I'm talking about who engaged her ass? I can go to, especially if I can Google your woman's adult star name, and then a plethora of videos pop up. See, most women, all their stuff is behind closed doors. It hasn't been videotaped. It ain't recorded. Ain't no pictures or nothing. But this woman, you can Google her and see all her sexual exploits on camera, and she still had a ring. So most dudes, like I said, don't care. But I don't know, man. I think instinctually most men do care, because you don't want to be with the neighborhood rat, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And like I was saying, that most men can tell by looking at your vagina. If it looks like a Arby's, let me tell you, I'm gonna give y'all some advice, men and women who, if you, a coochie that hasn't been ran through, all the meat is gonna be inside. It might have like a little clit, and it's gonna be kind of like a fold in. It's gonna fold in like that. It's gonna be like that, and like a little clit at the top, like this. A woman who done been with a lot of men and have different size dinglings, that shit gonna look like this, open like that, like it's, you gonna see all like little, like an Arby's sandwich, like the meat coming out, the coochie meat coming out of it. That's when you not, and in the clear, that's when you know, oh, this bitch, you know, if it's like spread, people say, oh, but she might just have big vagina lips. Nah, nigga. If all that meat coming out of it looking like an Arby's sandwich, I know I'll probably turn y'all off from Arby's. I'm like, I don't want no Arby's now. But if it look like an Arby's sandwich, nigga, she done been piped down. You know what I'm saying? Piped down. You know, consistently, you know. I done open up with some legs, boy, and I'm like, ooh. And it's a lot of times, just by looking at it, you probably can't tell, but when you get ready to go in, that shit don't have no kind of tightness to it. I remember I was messing around with one chick, man. I fell in her coochie. I was like, damn. I was like, oh, I'm about to ease it in, girl. I know it's been a while. I'm about to ease it in, girl. I'm gonna take whoa, shit. Damn, my balls in here. Damn, I just fell in this coochie. She done been through some dinglings. That shit done been beat to kingdom come. I remember when I was messing with this one chick, man, and she had been around a lot of like African niggas. She used to date a lot of African niggas. And her shit, nigga, was like this, nigga. That shit, you know, the African niggas got that natural from the motherland ding-a-ling. Them niggas be having nice thick dicks. You know what I'm saying? People like, how'd you know? I used to watch a lot of adult films, and I used to watch a lot of African adult films. And I know it's like, damn, them niggas in Africa, I'm not looking at it, but you can't help but see it. You looking at a porno, the dick gonna be right there. I'm not saying I was standing there, but I was just know, like, this nigga shit, these niggas in Africa. That's why them white women be going to Africa. They be wanting them big ass, you know, I want the grade A, no, because, you know, a lot of black men in America, a lot of us been diluted through slavery, through white men, you know, our ancestors, our great grandmothers and stuff. So we got a little bit of them in us. A lot of us got a little bit of European in us. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our shit, when we first came here from Africa, our shit was like a fucking shit. Water hose. But then as we started breeding with other races that got smaller penises, our shit got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. But yeah, she had been with a lot of African. I said, I see why. See why your shit like a tunnel, bitch. You done been through some African niggas done rotted your ass completely out. She ain't have no circumference. That shit was like this. I'm like, do you feel it? Do you? God damn, because you know what I'm saying? People say, well, maybe you just small. Nah, nigga. I could have shoved this up in a nigga. That shit probably would have fit. That shit was, look how big this ball is, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Her shit was beat up. You know what I'm saying? And I knew, okay, that's from being with all them different, because every time I look around, I would say, and sometimes just by talking to, there's another reason, sometimes about talking to a woman, you can tell. But you know, when I dated such, oh, that's the guy you talk to a woman long enough, she gonna tell on herself. You'll know. But you know, it's one guy I dated. Oh, the guy that you dated. Oh no, I broke up with him 3 months before that. But and then you talk to her about something else. Then, oh, the other guy I dated, that Brian. Oh, so that was around the same time you dated the guy before you broke up with 3 months ago. The other guy. No, that was the guy after that. I was like, but dang, that's 3 guys in 1 year. Shit, bitch. You talk to her long, you start putting two together. Like, this woman has been through some niggas. Because I had remember me her talking about that stuff before me and her got down. I'm like, well, then how many niggas she done been with? Then when it came time to me and her getting physical, I was like, oh yeah, now it shows. Cause look at that vagina. That shit look like, and then when I got ready to go in, nigga, my shit was like, shoot. Like, damn, you ain't got no kind of resistance, no, take your time, go slow. Your shit is loose, bitch. Oh boy, but anyway, I've been on this thing too long here. So anyway, ladies, this is for the ladies. You do not want to have high mileage on your guts. I know he cute, he fine, he got swag, but let him have a little bit more than that just to get in your draws. Because eventually you're gonna get old, and niggas like me gonna know you done been through some men, and we ain't gonna take you seriously. We gonna know this bitch is gonna be through some niggas. And most OGs ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna look at that coochie, get in it, and tell, oh, she done been through some niggas. Through us being around you, talking to you, because y'all gonna tell us, unconscious, y'all gonna tell us, I've been with this guy, I date this one guy, and we gonna be like, oh, okay, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna hit this, and I'm just gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take her seriously. We ain't gonna, most old cats ain't gonna say nothing. Now, young cats may go ahead and spill the beans, Yeah, you bet you can be with a lot of niggas. Nah, most older guys, I'm like, oh, she done been through. Most experienced men that are experienced with women, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see what it is with this coochie. She done been through a lot of men. Okay, that's cool, And then we just gonna move on with our life on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, nobody wants to deal with the woman who's been dug out. You know what I'm saying? That's all.